Hi everyone, it's Marieta, founder of ImmigrationBiz and business immigration attorney. And in this video, I do want to talk about the recent visa bond that is going to be in effect starting December 24, 2020, and it's going to be in place for 6 months. So what the heck is this visa bond? And I do want to give you the overview, and this is the actual official source. I'm going to be linking this below the video so you guys can open it yourself. So let's first start with what countries are being impacted by this upcoming pilot program, visa bond pilot program. So as you can see here, I highlighted the countries. So mostly these are African countries, 15 African countries, as well as Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. And the purpose of this pilot program of this visa ban is really to eliminate the overstaying of tourists in the United States. So if you are in US under temporary business visitor status or temporary tourist status, which is concerning categories of visa B1 and B2, they want to basically eliminate the overstaying, okay? So the overstay rates were high in these particular countries, and therefore they decided to put in place this temporary pilot program for those countries with high visa overstay rates. I believe over 10% rate is signaling that it's high overstay rate from people from these countries. So mainly African countries, as well as additional 3 countries that I mentioned. These people from these countries, citizens of these countries, recently overstayed their status in the United States, and therefore they decided to put in place this pilot program, which is called the visa bond pilot program. So guys, how this is gonna look like is basically, if you go to the embassy and if you apply for your visa, especially B1 or B2 or B1/B2, you will be required to put down and pay this bond, which can be in the amount of 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 as a condition of your visa issuance. As a condition of your visa issuance. So if you want to apply for your visa, currently you don't have a visa in your passport, you need to go to the embassy, you need to apply for this visa, B1 or B2 or B1/B2. You might be required to place this bond if you want to enter the United States within the next 6 months. So as you can see, it's going to start on December 24th and it will conclude June 24, 2021. But it could be extended, right? Now, we don't know yet if Biden administration will actually rescind this pilot program or if they keep it. We'll see how that's going to play out. But right now, it's in place and it will be coming into effect December 24. Now, you might be asking me, okay, am I going to get 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000? What is the difference? What are the requirements? So let's talk about the number, the amount that you have to put down. I think it's on the US embassy officers who will be able to tell you how much you need to put down. I think this is also within their discretionary power, and they can actually seem fit whether you need to put this bond down or not. So I'm actually searching for the requirement when it comes to the price, because this is actually a lot of money for some of you, especially from these countries. Here we go. The bond amounts. The bond amount. All right, here we go. Here. Consular officers will be expected to set bond amount at 10,000 unless the officer has reason to believe the visa applicant's circumstances would render the applicant unable to pay the amount, but yet remain sufficiently finance to pay all travel expenses through the period of intended stay in the United States, in which case the bond will be at 5,000. So if they find out that you actually cannot afford to travel to US, you cannot afford to pay for your trip, you cannot get a visa because you won't be able to finance the trip for yourself, they will increase it or decrease it depending on your financial circumstances. Also, alternatively, if the applicant's circumstances, including the nature and extent of the applicant's contact in the United States, which suggest 10,000 bond would be not sufficient to ensure the applicant would timely depart the United States, the officer would require 15,000 bond as a condition of visa issuance. So this is really individual. Like, it depends on individual circumstances, depends on you and your history also, and it also depends on your evidence that you are supplying when you're applying for these visa types, right? In making such determination, consular officers will take into account the totality of the circumstances, including any information provided by the visa applicant on the visa application, just like I said, or in the visa interview regarding the applicant's purpose of the travel. So there is a difference whether you're going for a business trip, whether you're going for a conference, whether you're going for a workshop, whether you're meeting with potential business clients, and you have a return ticket. You can show by evidence that you have sufficient funds in your bank account that you can actually finance this stay. Or you're just going as a tourist and you are pretending to be a tourist in the United States, quote unquote, because there are not that many tourists who just go to US these days due to the pandemic and so on. So it depends on your income, on your skills, on your education, on your employment back home, whether you have strong ties to your home country. Can you establish by evidence strong ties in your home country? So it depends on the totality of the circumstances, and that is going to be taken into consideration when making a decision whether you will have to pay 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000. In setting the amounts, the department look into consideration costs associated with removal, including the full immigration enforcement life cycle costs, including mission support costs ending with removal, as computed by the DHS at approximately 14,000 per alien. So basically, the reason they are doing this, it looks like the intent behind it is to eliminate the cost of visa removals, the alien removals and deportation costs, and they want to make sure that they have back it up. And they basically want to send a message that if you want to overstay your visa in the US, you are not welcome in the US. The department viewed the cost as relevant because an alien who overstays his or her visa must be removed requires the US government to incur immigration enforcement related costs that otherwise would not be incurred. For the purposes of the pilot program, alien who breach a bond would generally forfeit the obligator's bond amount, which could be used in part to reimburse the US government for expenses incurred in the collection of breach bonds and for expenses associated with the detention of illegal aliens and so on. Okay? So like I said, this looks like that's the reason, that's the intention, and so on. So the duration of the pilot program will be 6 months. We'll see if this is going to stay in place when the Biden administration takes over the office. And yeah, so these are my updates for you guys. What I'm also going to do below this video, I'm going to be linking my B1/B2 visa program for you. If you guys need assistance, if you guys need help with applying for your B2, B1 visas, you can find a link below this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that bell notification button so you're notified every time I release new content, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Take care. Bye-bye.